This day after a 4th of July holiday. What a wonderful country we live in.
It absolutely is.
You know what shocked me was, the only social media I do is nextdoor.com, and I don't even do it. It sends me emails. And the pettiness of people just drives me crazy. People posting on nextdoor.com, please stop sending fireworks. My God, it's 10 o'clock at night already. I'm like, oh my, shoot me. It's one day a year. Get over yourselves, people.
My neighborhood said, please make sure to keep your dogs and children quiet because I've been up all night shooting fireworks.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Kat's here. She's not on.
Yeah. Good morning. I'm here, but I don't have a camera or a microphone, I guess. I don't know. All right, Misty, give us an update from Paramount Title before we up and run.
Okay, so the whole competition thing, we settled the score with that. Paramount did not win, but we are going to try again in a few months. I think September is going to be the next month that we try to beat our Sun City Center Hillsborough title office. Tiffany is out this week on vacation, but she'll be back next week, and then I'm off next week. So but other than that, I mean, we're here for you. If you need anything, give us a call. I think Tiffany is checking her, texts and emails while she's away. But if you need something, call me or call the girls at the office.
Yep, you're always accessible. 'Tis the season. It's summertime. That's what we do.
That's right.
So the month finished well?
It did, yes. Yes, it did. I think we ended with 60 contracts or something like that. So they beat us by 10.
Oh, we can make up for that.
Yeah.
If I
so
have
we're going to try again in September.
If I have to do it, I'll go get a 10-unit transaction and just put it all your way.
Yeah, and the girls, whenever the girls at Paramount win, we're going to take them axe throwing.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I know somebody who did that the other day, and they said it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so.
Very cool.
But that's it. That's all we have going on for now.
Okay. Well, be prepared because July is going to be very busy too. I'll show those numbers in just a minute. So
We're ready.
We're missing my brother. We're missing Mike Puma. We're missing Otis. Who else are we missing?
No, Otis is here.
He is?
Yep. I can see him on my screen.
I'm here.
And Thomas is here.
I'm here too.
His video's off. Oh, you guys are hiding because you slept in. I get it.
They're all hunkered down. They're evacuating.
Thomas is talking to somebody, but it ain't us. Or he's muted and he's trying to say something to us. I can't tell. All right. Agenda time. You ready? Yes, we have an agenda. Go figure. See, there's the music I was playing. All right. So it is July 6th. We are past the halfway mark for the year. Well, that's going to get into my topic. Let's do this. Hey, Deb, why don't you read number 1? Out loud.
Excuse me. Okay. For those celebrating the U.S. holiday, we hope you're having a safe and enjoyable time from our Canadian for our Canadian friends. Keep up the good work. Enjoy the following. You'll never speak to anyone more than you speak to yourself. Since it's all done in your head, be kind to yourself.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm reading a book right now that's talking about you would never, actually, Chris, you did this in the class the other day. You would never say to somebody else the things you say to yourself. I could never say that to somebody else, but you'll tell yourself you're ugly, you're short, you're fat, you're stupid, you're dumb. Stop it. Treat yourself nice, right? Since it's all done in your head, be kind to yourself. Number 2. Hey, Thomas, why don't you read number 2?
Rivers never go in reverse, so try to live like a river. Forget your past and focus on a positive future. On a positive future.
Ooh. Hey, if you're making up stories, you may as well make up stories to make you feel good. Number 3, Joe from Ohio. Why don't you talk about that?
Turn your obstacles into opportunities and your problems into possibilities.
Well, there's a lot of mindset work in these statements today, right?
Oh, really? Hey, there's never problems. It's only opportunities to grow. So
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's a mindset choice, right? You guys get all wrapped up in the problems that you have, and they're really just experiential opportunities that you can learn from.
we learn every day. I mean, I'm sorry, I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I learn every day. So
Yep. Chris, why don't you do number 4?
When life puts you in tough situations, don't say why me, say try me.
Right? Try me. I can pass this one up. Kathleen, why don't you do number 5?
I love number 5. The fastest path to more money is to monetize the thing you're already doing and do it better.
Oh, isn't that so true? We have so many opportunities and different ways to make things happen. If you'll just focus on one and do it better. If you're going to work your sphere of influence, get really creative and work your sphere of influence. If you're going to do social, get really creative and just do social really, really well. If you're going to do FSBOs, by God, just jump into FSBOs. You'll get so good at what you do. It'll be like an automaton. You'll just go and just do it automatically, not even think about it. Good points. Have a great week, and we hope to see you at the Superstar Retreat. It would be fun to go to a Superstar Retreat again. We might have to put a group together to go do that just for fun. All right, here's my part. Active listings, we're down to 95. Holy shit, guys. I don't know how to function in this world. I was with Samantha on 4th of July or Sunday, and they're not that busy. I said, you've got to be busy. Look at all the sales we're doing. She said, yeah, but the listings are so down, right? The back office, 95 active listings to maintain. That's not a lot. And that's down from 110. So this is, I'm not complaining. You guys are doing a great job, but we're selling stuff. I did a study for the property I'm working on, and there's only 12 vacant lots for sale in all of Apollo Beach. And those are the 12 lots that have been for sale for 30 years that nobody wants because they're not very good. And they're selling, right? So there's gonna be a scarcity issue. How about that? A scarcity issue in real estate, which is exactly what we're dealing. We talked to Tarina from Lennar last week. They are building houses. Get that in your head right now. There is no lack of supply. They are building houses. They're just not putting them on the market until they are at frame. Same thing as D.R. Horton's doing. So they're going in the ground. They're just not coming for sale because I'm not sure how much they're going to sell for. Right? Crazy. New listings, 209. Holy cow, great job. So we added, I can't bitch. I mean, we have 95 active listings. That sucks. But we took 209 listings and 32 are still for sale, which means we sold 167. Holy moly. That's just not normal, right? So good job on taking the new listings. A lot of you are taking that path and working it. Sales, 252 new properties under contract. You can't say people aren't buying. Now, I don't know the number, but I would suspect we probably wrote 600 offers to get those 252 accepted. So if I had a hats off to you guys, that sucks to write 600 offers to get 252 accepted. And I get it, it's hard, but thank God you got 252 accepted for $2.3 million. Closings, 242. Here's a little sign. I look at the signs in the road. The sign in the road says, oh, you wrote more new business than you closed, which means next month's going to be good too. Right? When we start writing less business than we're closing, we're going to see a downturn and things are going to slow down. But as long as sales are up over closings, we're going to have good months. Now that presumes they close, which is problematic when you're dealing with as-is contracts, but I won't go on that rant today. Pending by June 30th. We have 26 closings left to close. So we've already closed out the month because the cutoff came and went, but there's still 26 closings that may happen that will fall into July. And I said, by the way, on the side, this makes an analytical suffer. I hate to see that number. Pendings past the closing date are 24. Please extend them or cancel them. Just make your broker happy, because we want buyers with the right to buy and a seller with an obligation to sell. We talked about Paramount Title. That's good. Managers, we're going to jump into the awards because we got some pretty damn good production here. So I will share my screen. I'm already sharing my screen. I'm going to switch to my Excel. Which one of these do I want? This one. All right. So I'm sorry, Susie hasn't done the placards yet because it was a holiday, but Joy did go to work, that little slave driving herself, slave driver. So let's start with Chris with the Apollo Beach office. Call out your top listings, top sales, and top closings.
Good morning. Good morning. I love seeing new faces on here. This is a great month for the ladies in Apollo Beach. Margaret Whitty with 3 listings in the month of June. Congratulations. Margaret also had about 4 closings as well. So she was right on Kalani's heels, nipping at them for closed sides, and she had an awesome month. 2 new faces to the list, Carolina Page and Rachel Markley with most sales, most open sides with 4 sales in the month of June. Congratulations, ladies. And then Kalani Heyman, I made mention of her a week or 2 weeks ago, letting you know that, normal people are killing it in this business. So don't think that they're any different from you because they're earning more, selling more, doing more. Kalani Heyman had 5 closings in the month of June, and her gross commissions was nearly $100,000 in the month of June. And since then, she's probably closed another $40,000 in the last week and a half. So congratulations to everybody for the month of June in the company, but also Apollo Beach. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Man, that's just awesome. Guys, we do this to show you that 5 closings in a month is not impossible.
Yep.
4 sales a month. That's pretty damn good.
I wanted to bring all of them up here and have them stand in front of here and say, hey, look, these are what your top producing. They don't look like they're on TV. They don't look like they're anything special. No offense to them, but they're normal people. I don't mean that in a negative way. Take it for what it is. They're normal people, just like you and just like me. You have the ability to do it. They are normal people. There's nothing out of the ordinary that makes them extra special. You can get to work and do the same thing. Like I said, we've got new names on this list because they made a decision and got to work.
Yeah. They're tall, they're short, they're black, they're white, they're fat, they're skinny, they're everything. There's no determining factor of what makes a top producing agent, except for what goes between these 2 things right here.
That's right.
The talk they give themselves is just amazing. I talked to Kalani at the happy hour on Friday, and I mean, she is beside herself. She left a school teaching job, which is an exceptionally great career, but she made more money in June than she did working an entire year in the school system.
Yep.
That's pretty friggin' amazing. And money's not her thing, but she did buy a new house and she sold her house and she's just upgrading everything, which I think is awesome. Indian Rocks Beach. My brother's not online, I don't think. Or is he?
No.
Nope. I'll cover Indian Rocks Beach because it's a clean sweep. Jamie Wright, her and her husband just bought a new home, which is a big deal, right? And sometimes you need a little catalyst, like the mama bird shoves the baby bird out of the nest and says, better fly, figure it out, right? So sometimes you need to commit yourself to something new. But Jamie swept the board in Indian Rocks Beach with 3 listings, 4 sales, and 4 closings. And we're not publishing the dollars now because some people get upset but I want you to see the dollars. So at some point I'll show you that. But congratulations to Jamie Wright and Indian Rocks Beach. I mean, it is what it is. Good job. Deborah Haley.
Good morning. We have a great mix of people on this month because some new ones, some ones that have been around a while. Dick Wilson, you've got 3 closed listings, or most listings, sorry, 3 most of the most listings, which you're always on the top. You are awesome. Celeste Chrisman, she's my new and uprising start. Well, she's not new, but she's up and rising. She's doing amazing work. She has the most open sides with 5.5. That's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah, totally incredible. So Ricky Bauman and Dick Wilson both had 4 closed sides each this month. Incredible. Ricky, you had the most closed commissions, and I know you're ecstatic, and you're buying a new house, and hopefully I think that's closing this month. So great job.
I love it. Kathleen, give us an update on Sarasota.
Good morning, everybody. Well, we have a tiebreaker with Shelley and Martin of two new listings. Dahlia is amazing. She had 7 open sides and she's got about 8 closings coming up. She's incredible. And Shelley brought in the most closed sides and the most gross commissions. What sets these people apart is consistency, having a schedule, sticking with it, and amazing follow-up. That's what really makes it happen. They're always consistent. They manage their time very well, and they're just doing it day after day after day. They have their schedules laid out and they stick with it. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations, top performers for June.
What I'd like you guys to take away from that is Dahlia went 7 open sides. That's like 2 deals a week consistently throughout the entire month. That is crazy. Kat, do you know what it was, how she got those deals?
Sure, she does excellent follow-up. She does a lot of phone call follow-up. She's also very good about sending out monthly newsletters to her clients by email. She uses Business Builder. She uses all the tools that we give them to make sure your business gets up and over the top. So a lot of it is just a variety of communication. I think that's the theme here amongst all of us. It's just really good communication, constant follow-up.
Do you think it was mostly past clients in sphere of influence, or was she doing something new?
It's a combination, past and new clients.
There you go.
Phone
7
calls.
deals is that deserves like a long weekend off.
It does.
That's pretty good. Thomas, tell us about Brandon. You got something big going on in Brandon.
Yeah, good morning, team. So I'm really excited about Brandon. We have Andy with the most listings, 3, but this is really, really cool. 6 agents with open sides: Andy, Lauren, Brenda, Marion, Sandra, and Rose. Bro, that's 3 sales. So that's really cool to see everyone on there. I mean, between that's 18 sales, right?
Yeah,
so that's really exciting,
cool.
right? Between 6 people, you gotta love it. And then most closed sides, Lauren with 5 sales. Kudos, I think this is Lauren's biggest month. So high five, Lauren. Keep up the good work. And Andy brought in the most gross commissions for the month of June. So congratulations, ladies. Keep up the good work. Very proud of you.
You know, I'm just going to say it. Guys, step up. These women are kicking your butts.
Step up, man. Where we at?
I think all we got is Dick Wilson, the only guy on the chart that's
the 80-year-old
contributing.
doing it.
Otis, why don't you speak to Madeira Beach?
All right, I got Mindy Smith with 2 listings. Great job, Mindy. And then I got Danielle Lower, Mindy Smith, and Maria McNeil with 4 open sides. We got a guy on the board, Michael Rickenbach, with 4 closed. And then Danielle with the most gross commissions. Fantastic job, Madeira Beach. And these players, and I call them players because it's a kind of a game, day in, day out, they're consistent with their work ethic and their approach. And you see it in their leaderboard.
Well, add Indian Rocks to Madeira and 4 sales. There's 4 agents that had 4 sales each.
That's crazy.
And I'll tell you, that is a competitive market right now. There's so many mom and pop shops and little things going on. Market share has always been hard to get there. No pressure at all. But Apollo Beach and Jim White, Century and Jim White and Madeira Beach or Treasure Island have been battling back and forth between #1 in the state of Florida office. And we are now like literally $1,000 behind them. So I'm pretty sure we took them over this month. So I think Century One Beggins will be the #1 company and #1 office in the state. Let's hang that banner out there for fun. Kind of cool. Otis, why don't you speak to South Tampa as well since Jeff's not online?
You got it. I got Susie with the most listings at 2.5, Susie Witzigman. And then we've got the most open sales with Gwen Mills Owen and Kimberly Bowden. And then we have the most closed. We got 2 more guys here. We got Gwen Mills Owen, Nicole Alonso, Joe Diener, and Kevin Friel. And then Cody Calva with the most gross commissions earned. So we got a couple more guys on the board here.
All right. So Gwen had 11 and Nicole, Joe, and Kevin each had 5.
Crazy.
That's 5 trips to the bank, guys, just to deposit commission checks. That's awesome.
Not a bad one.
No. Ooh, Chris, Team Imagine swept the listing sales and closings, but the Crawford team took most closed commissions. Must have done something big over there. I'm not sure what it was. Do you know, Otis?
No, I don't. But I did hear there was something big that they had. They had a few. They've had a few things going though. So they've been doing quite a bit of pressure over there, and so now you're starting to see the results.
That's what we need. Need a little bit of pressure so we can have a little sit down and say, hey, no more clean sweep. Get your butts to work. Let's
That's
go.
right.
Have some
No.
competition.
Yeah.
A little competition is good for everybody.
Yep.
Mr.
On the
Puma,
board.
why don't you speak to the BE3 team?
Well, I found Jeff too. He's right there. He's hanging from a tree. The storm got him already.
Oh, is that what that is?
Holding on.
All right. So these ladies are becoming familiar names on this list. Taylor just continues to crush it. She got a new listing. She also had the most closed commission. And Shaquana, to Chris's point, right? Normal people. Shaquana is an assistant principal who's just taking full advantage now of it being summertime. I'm really hoping to convince her to not go back. But we'll see. She's just continuing to crush it though, month after month. And then Cheryl is really just executing, but no one engages more than Cheryl from our BE3 team. She's just on it. She's constantly asking questions. She's constantly getting better, and it's showing. And so four closed sides for her is incredible. So very, very proud of those ladies.
I'll tell you, there's one thing between Cheryl commenting on the meetings that, I go to every meeting in the morning at 8:30, and Cheryl's always commenting, and Lauren Fleischman is always engaged in commenting, and they're taking advantage of the messages, and they're implementing, and they're on this list all the time. So, guys, the theme of this month is 4. That's a deal a week. That's tracking 52 deals a year. That's pretty damn powerful if you think about it. When the average real estate agent does 5 deals a year, and now there's more real estate agents than there are houses for sale in the country. These are unprecedented times that we just haven't seen before. And to excel in this arena is a high five to all of you, because it really is. This market is not easy. I live in my little neighborhood, and I talk to all my people as I'm out in the street and different industries, and everybody's doing really well, but everybody's doing things differently now. And that's just the key. We're just all doing things differently now. And some people are in the groove and making it happen, and some people are sitting on the sidelines watching it, trying to figure it out. And at some point, you just have to jump in and make it happen. Mike, is marketing the same now as it was 5 years ago?
Not even close.
Not even close.
But I think also at the same time, in many ways, it's gotten somewhat
better.
easier, right? I think before, in a normal market, I had agents coming to me every day. Hey, how do I market this listing? How do I do this? Right. And it took all these complexities to get something sold or to get attention. It's not that way right now, right? It's more grassroots than it ever has been in a very long time, because now it's just all about relationships, constantly talking to people. So, it is changed definitely, but in my opinion, it's almost reverted back to kind of how it was years ago, but just now we've got more tools and more accessibility to actually execute on it. But it's definitely changed. There's no question.
Well, here's a concept for you. There's a very level playing field.
Yeah.
The marketing that we do is really, and don't ever repeat this to the public, which is a live meeting on YouTube, so it doesn't really matter. All we do is put it in the MLS, right? And then it gets broadcast out through a syndication process, and the marketing is automatic, right? So if Bobby takes a listing, that listing is going to get treated and exposed in the exact same way if Billy takes a listing, right? There's nothing different. It's a level playing field. That marketing is going to go the same way. So what's the difference?
Well, in my opinion, though, the biggest difference that we have just in today's world, right, is the ability for a new agent to literally get their license today and tomorrow start talking to thousands of people who really have no idea how many homes that person has or has not sold, right? The ability to instantly broadcast what you do, who you are, and how you do it, and make yourself look like you've been doing it for 10 to 15 years is unbelievably powerful compared to what would you have done before Facebook and before Instagram? Like you would have, you have to just go talk to your friends and family and knock on doors and do those things. And those things still work. But the ability for someone literally to get their license today and tell people tomorrow at scale is unprecedented, right? So that's the biggest challenge for existing agents, to realize that very quickly a brand new agent can take over your market, your territory, if you're not actively doing it yourself. And so brand is so important, and more important than it probably ever has been.
Yeah. So experienced agents, wake up. Your new competition is brand new and they can come in and do amazing things. Right. Very quick. That's not the point I was going for, though. The point I was going for is it's a level playing field. The automation of listing syndication is there. The difference is, how are you writing your descriptions? Are you using VAK in your words? Are you using DISC? Angelique sent a note to the managers last week. We got a bunch of agents that have yet to send in their photographs to promote, for us to promote them on the web. You're promoted on realtor.com. You're promoted on Zillow. You're promoted on homes.com. You're promoted on everything, right? You have to, if you Google Thomas Simmons, right, realtor, you're going to see a whole bunch about Thomas. You Google Craig Beggins. I just tell people, I don't carry business cards anymore. I just say, Google my name, because it's going to pop up, right? So if you are new or experienced, you need to make sure that your bios are good. I mean, there's little things that have to happen because of the automation that happens. You Google Craig Beggins, there's going to be 10 pages of Craig Beggins out there, and they're all going to be tied to Century 21. And I don't do anything social. You might say a Facebook page, because I have one. I just don't go there. But I'm going to be on LinkedIn. I'm going to be on Facebook. You're going to see all my shit there, right? So it's up to you to maintain those things, because everybody else is doing it. To Mike's point, a new agent come in, if they're actually managing their Instagram and their Facebook and all that stuff, they're going to get a lot of attention. And if they're actively posting and engaging, you're going to see that and get a flavor for how they react.
Well, look what Susie Brush has done.
Correct. Good point.
Right? I mean, she's done an amazing job. She literally just got her license not long ago, and she's crushing it, right? And now, granted, she had a little bit of a platform and obviously experience just listening into you and Jeff and the team day after day, right? So I'm sure she was taking all that in. But I mean, look how quickly she was able to build a nice business for herself, and it's just growing and she's getting better every day. But that started from zero.
And she has a full-time job, which
and a full-time job, right? But that just goes to show you how quickly someone can come in and have an impact on a market.
Yep. But my point is, your skills are your ability to write proper descriptions and communicate and make a difference when you're on the phone. I had a really, really cool, and I don't want to jinx it yet, but I had a really cool conversation with Zillow last week. And the process was, hey, we're going to do something different. We're interviewing brokers for this opportunity. I'm going to do this PowerPoint with you for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to basically interview you for about 20 minutes. And if we like what we hear, we may call you back next week for a second interview. Okay, I'm up for the challenge. Well, the 40-minute call took over an hour. And at the end of the call, rather than, okay, we'll get back to you next week, it's like, look, I already know we're a good fit. Let's just schedule the second call now. There's a skill that happens in that conversation that leads to that. And the stuff, if you guys tune in, when you tune in and watch what we do, we're teaching you those skills. We're actually doing them. It's not do what I say, it's do what I do, right? And there's a big difference in that. So the leadership of this company, which I'm super, super proud of, do what they do, not what they say, because we do what we say, right? There's a big difference there. So anyway, enough of that. But anyway, great performance. I mean, 4 was the number this week. So it just shows you your top performers are doing 4 deals. That's 48 transactions a year, which is a huge number in this industry. So kudos.
Can I give a shout out? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
I wanted to give a shout out about relocation. I wanted to say thank you so much for everybody who trusted us with their outgoing referrals. We closed 8 this month.
Wow, that's awesome.
And 3 of those 8 are Brandon. So they're kind of our superstars at the moment.
Wow.
And 2 of them were from Lauren. And then one's from Amy. So thank you, ladies, again. And then we had 4 AGRs. So super excited about that. And I can help you however.
No, Ashley, we always use these acronyms.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry. I didn't mean to.
AGRs is an agent generated referral. That's an agent who said, hey, customer, you are a Navy Fed member. We've got a special program for you. And it's just a way to endear yourself to the customer. Yes, you're going to pay a referral fee to Navy Fed, but that customer is going to be yours. And the point I want to make here, and I had this conversation with somebody this week, the acquisition of a customer is worth $130,000 when you follow them up properly. Now I'm going to deviate here for a minute, but there's a new program coming out called MoxieWorks, which is ahead of my agenda. But MoxieWorks is going to be something that is going to be an earth-shattering learning experience. It's going to take some time and effort to master. But when you do, you're going to have state-of-the-art CRMs at your fingertips for no additional charge. And this is brought to us by the new president of the Realty Franchise Group. Her name is Sue, and I can't remember her last name at this moment, but I'm going to keep talking about this until the whole company knows it's coming, because the rolling this out is going to be huge. There's like 7 different modules that you don't have to do anything, that you should learn about, that are going to make your business long-term very valuable, right? Because right now we have all these different components in different places and different pieces, and it's going to be there.
And
Kick ass.
as far as our agent generated referrals as well, Brandon totally takes the cake. They had 2 out of the 4. And again, it's Amy Camasso and Lauren. I mean, these ladies are killing it in every single which way. So
Maybe because Thomas is an ex-Marine. He's just making that happen.
absolutely. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, everybody.
There's never an ex-Marine, right, Thomas?
Semper Fi, bud.
Ditto.
All right.
Hoorah.
All right, so there's our June tops. All right, storm prep tips. God, I'm sorry. I have a really, really bad attitude when it comes to the media. In case you haven't learned that over my time talking, they start talking about this shit way in advance before they know anything. This storm has actually remained pretty true to the course, which is unusual. It's still not a super big deal, but we have to be careful. We got flying missiles out in our yards, your yard signs, your name riders. It's responsible. Pick up your name riders. If the storm looks like it's coming, call the homeowner, ask them to take the sign panel off the signpost. The signpost ain't coming out of the yard, but the sign panel could break loose. Those grommets break, little things like that. Your vacant listings, the sellers are kind of freaking out right now. What's going on? Because the media up north is saying there's a hurricane coming to Florida. It's not a hurricane. It's a tropical storm. It's likely going to be a tropical depression when it comes by Tampa. But if you've got vacant homes, and the owners are out of state, they're freaking out. Pay a little special attention to them, call them up, drive by the house, make sure all the windows are closed, make sure everything's good, and give a report back to your owner just as a matter of courtesy to let them know you're thinking about them, right? We don't have that many listings to worry about as a company right now, so it's not that big a deal. When we had 700 or 800, it was a big deal. But 95, there's probably only 20 or 30 of you that have listings right now anyway. So please make it a point to check with your owners, make sure they're good, and make sure the flying missiles and debris. If there's, I just had all my trees cut because they get hurricane cut every year, just so they don't hit my house when the wind blows and mess my tile roof up. So don't make light of it. You never know. It could be, I'll never forget. I think my daughter, Jessica, we were having a baby shower for Jessica. It wasn't even hurricane season. We had this no-name storm come through. And literally, I took my sailboat and I sailed it across the golf course. That's how much water we had from that storm. So you don't know what can happen, and you've got to be prepared and be safe. So don't go outside when these bands come through, because they are going to come. We're going to get rain. It's not going to be much more, in my opinion, than a bad thunderstorm, which we've had plenty in the last week or so. But for our listings, it is important, especially our out-of-town owners. Please pay attention to that. All right, Q2 is over. Half of the year, half of 2021. Oh my God, it just blows my mind how fast things go after a pandemic, and to enjoy the business we're having. But we're not done, right? Have you revisited your primarium? I challenged the managers. We didn't have a manager meeting yesterday, but I challenged the managers last week to update their primariums. What are we doing this for? Because you guys, you're very taxing on us, just so you know. We take it very seriously. Your success is very important to us. And, you know, we take our pride in helping you do better. Right. So what are we doing to reward ourselves? Right. So what are you doing to reward yourself? And that's really what this is about. It's rewarding yourself, however it is you like to be rewarded. You know, so what will you do for yourself in Q3 if you achieve these goals? And it's an if then thing. If I make this, I get to reward myself this way. Right. It's like if I make masters, I get to go to Hawaii. You know, there's a causal event that leads to this. And that's really what your life is. What are you going to do to reward yourself for doing what you say you're going to do in Q3? Write it down and dream about it. I got my list going. It's pretty freaking awesome. At the end of Q3, if I do what I say I'm going to do, I'm going to just have a really cool situation. Right. And that's going to motivate me to get up and do what I do every day. I don't know what to say about this other than I'm going to experience it, and I hope you will too. Century 21's 50th anniversary celebration is July 28th from 3 to 4:30. They're going to try to bring an organization of thousands of people together to celebrate virtually. And I have no idea how that's going to work, but I'm curious as all gets out. Most of the reasons, I'll tell you right now, most of the reasons I go to the events that I go to is to see how they do it. And if I like how they do it, I bring it back and we do our events that way. Right. So we have cute little ideas that we come up with. It's because we stole it from somebody else. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to do it, because next year will be, next year will be our 30th anniversary as a company. Century 21 Vegas will be 30 years old in June of 2022. So if they do a cool thing for the 50th anniversary celebration, we'll do a cool thing for the 30th anniversary celebration and see how it works. I just mentioned leadership in Hawaii. You know, it's a causal relationship. You do the effort, you get the reward. And that's big. And there's a lot of people going to that. Mark on your calendar, the top agent luncheon is July 23rd. We're going to have a very busy week. I think we have 55 people signed up to go to Florida 21 in Naples. And that's, again, it's just a little reward to say, congratulations for being a Century 21 agent and come learn what the company is going to do. And I guarantee you there'll be a lot of talk about the 728 event at the Florida 21 thing, July 19th to 21st. And then on that Friday, after that, we get away from Naples, we're going to have lunch at Palmacy, and that's with our top performers for Q2, which that list of invitations will be sent out probably this week. That's it. I got some new agents in my inbox we'll talk about. Move Easy is coming soon. Late July, we're going to have an agent rollout for Move Easy. And, you know, these are things that, you know, imagine being me, I'm the president of the company. My job is to implement all these systems, and I need engagement from you to do it. Move Easy is a simply badass platform that's going to turn the real estate transaction from transactional to experiential, right? Because buying a house is hard. We take it for granted. We do the stuff we do, but the customer is still left with a whole bunch of BS they got to deal with, choosing internet providers and telephone providers and utility connections. And it's just a bunch of crap that has to be done. And to have somebody do that for you is just an awesome way to get going. So just know that's coming. We're not going to stop talking about it because I want full engagement, full company engagement for that. And then I already give my rant on Moxie Works coming soon. So there'll be a lot of things coming out of that, which is going to take group training, of course, and then it's going to take individual attention to implement the sections that you're going to implement, that you choose to implement. So that's all coming too. There are so many anniversaries this month. July has always been a great month for lots of things. But Bob Pascarell, 2003 to 2021, that's 18 years, Bob, and has been working with us. And what a valuable member of the team he's become. I mean, just as a team player, supportive guy. Now he's kind of on a little bit of payroll to be our tech guy, and he helps out with the copiers and the printers and the computer stuff. So Bob's just awesome. And, you know, there's 18 years with the same company. That's awesome. How about 17 years for Mike Reichenbach? You know, Mike started as a brand new agent, retired from a dance studio owner career, and got into real estate. And now it's just crushing. He's our CCIM, the Certified Commercial Investment Manager. So if you got commercial business that you don't think you can handle, which you probably shouldn't, Mike would be happy to share with you and take his skill, because having a CCIM designation is a big deal. Dick Wilson, 5, 15, 16 years. You know, there's the definition right there of an overnight success, right? You don't become top of listings, top of sales, top of closings in a female-led industry. But 16 years of hard work and dedication pays off. Elizabeth Smart, 2007, 14 years. 14 years. Oh my gosh. That's like watching her grow up. Now she's got a baby. Jan Stern, 9, 18, 11 years. Jan Stern has been editing my wizard articles that I write because I can't spell. That's awesome. John Lom. So our List with Beggins office has now been 11 years in the making. Right? That's pretty cool. 11 years, Dan Cavalier. 8 years for Joy Brown. Joy's come a long way in 8 years, let me tell you. Now I have to ask her for permission because she controls the purse strings. Bill Jardine, 8 years, 7 years for Thomas Simmons. Thomas, 7 years, brother. That's cool. I remember the conversations we had a long time ago. Richard Chilson, 6 years, 7 years. Nicole Alonso, 7 years. Peter Powell, 7 years. 6 years for Lisa Maurer and Drew Moisa. 5 years for, oh, that's not true. Margaret Whitty worked for us for a long time. Then she left and moved to Texas. Then she came back, and it was 5 years ago she came back. Jack Marola, Sarasota, 4 years. 4 years for Amy Camasso. Tenley Kramer, this is your 3rd year in the business. Wow, you've done very, very well. Julie Stillwell is now 3 years with the company. What's that humming sound? That's weird. 3 years for Julie. Amy Bowles, Celeste Chrisman, Ashante Mack is 2 years with Shayna Turner. Felicia Sailors is 2 years along with Keith Petrakis. It's blurry on my screen. Cheryl Crawford, 2 years, and you saw she was top commissions for the teams. Cheryl and Shane. Cheryl, I can't read that. Lakeman, 2020. That's 1 year anniversary for Cheryl, for Yana, for Shaquana. Mike, it's been a year for BE3 right now. There you go. I think she was one of our first hires. Zachary Gibson, Andrew Rapp, Genu Joseph, Neil Hagedorn, Leighton Ankle, and Kelly Sullivan, all 1 year anniversary. So congratulations to you all, and thank you for your patronage to our neat little company. Birthdays this week, mine. It's funny because Angelique produces this every week. She never puts herself on as she takes herself off, but she leaves me on. So yes, my birthday is tomorrow, and I'll be 53 and proud of it. Denise Brendel is on July 9th. Dottie Kasiba is on July 9th. Michelle Christmas is on the 9th. On the 10th is Lauren Fleischman. Lakshmi Singh is on the 10th. Abraham Kick is on the 11th. Joseph Darby is in Sun City on the 12th, and Kelly Stritch on the 12th as well. Those are birthdays for this week. Leads are hovering around the same way. What I want to call attention to here is Century 21. It's friggin' blowing it up. You know, they cut us off. They didn't cut us off. They took the website down and I don't know the word. They redid it. And it is, they said it's going to take a while, but when it kicks in, it's going to be better. So the SEO, the search engine optimization, it's pulling up faster and faster, and it shows. I've been, you know, there's a history in these sales meeting agendas of what's been going on. And Century 21 has by far taken over our lead stance. So between century21.com, Zap, and Ojo, those leads are coming through. And I'm going to talk about this for a moment because lead fatigue is real and you guys have to get over it, right? I know customers are difficult. If they're not spit, polish, and shine, they're not going to win. You got to work with them. No, you don't. You need to nurture them. You need to have real hard talk, meaningful conversations and let them know what this market is like. You know, we used to write, and Jeff and I would do contract training. We would talk about the perfect contract. Never has that been more true today, right? My daughter, Jessica, who I talk to often, Dad, I wrote an offer, $200,000 down, no financing contingency, no appraisal contingency, with an escalation clause that goes $90,000 above asking price, and I didn't win. Holy cow. And then the customers get frustrated and they blame the agent and all this stuff goes on. It's hard, right? You can't fault her for that problem. Somebody just wanted it bigger, but I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. When you see through John Smith eyes, then you see what John Smith buys, right? Jeff and I were in Utah, Salt Lake City, Deer Valley. If you own real estate in Deer Valley, everything is cheap because it is so friggin' expensive out there, right? So a Deer Valley person who gets a stick up their butt and wants to buy something in Florida, they value our stuff totally different than we valued ourselves. So here we are in our little world, pumping around, doing what we do, thinking, oh, D.R. Horton houses are, you know, I was talking to one of our agents, her son bought a house for a brand new home for $187,000 about 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. That same house, Lennar, is selling for $320 today. Right? What the hell? That is not normal appreciation. That is a gross adjustment of value. I don't mean gross in a bad way. I mean, it's an adjustment of value. So the public has seen, it's not that land went up that much. It's not that construction materials went up that much. It's that demand has changed. And that's what we're dealing with in this market. I've only got 5 offers on that listing I've been playing with. Started at 8.5 million. I'm up over 10 million now. Because as I started working the crowd, 8.5, somebody wanted it more, said I'll go to 9. And 9 went to 9.5, and 9.5 went to 10 because there's margin, right? So it starts with the people that, oh, I'll pay $250 for that. And then somebody from out of town says, well, I'll go to $280. And somebody from another town that has more money says, I'll go to $320. And all of a sudden, and I'll pay cash because I don't need a finance contingency. And then that becomes the new norm. And now it's a $320 property where it started at $250, right? $250 might have been market value until somebody from out of the market came in and changed it. So these are the talking points that I want you to have, I want you to say to the customers that you're dealing with. And if they're not prepared to compete in that environment, they need to stay home and sharpen their saw until they're ready to compete. And you have to get really good at delivering that message, or you're going to drive yourself crazy and end up getting another job someplace because you need income, because you're going to be showing houses to people that aren't qualified to buy, and you're going to write offers that aren't going to get accepted. Right. So I'm sorry to be so blunt, but it really is quite true how that all comes together. Mike, I was reading an article from Florida Realtors about acceptance date. I believe basically how we set acceptance date on our offer to help with the buyer. Yeah, that's a huge thing. The seller agent probably wanted to double. Yeah, that happens all the time. Oh, did I do my math wrong? I'm sorry, Jan. Hey, give me a little credit. I used the downswing, right? I just made up a number and said it out loud. How to set acceptance date on offer to help win. Yeah, your time for acceptance is an arbitrary number. And if you set it too short, your offer vaporizes when it doesn't get an answer by the effective date. So my advice in that situation is call the listing agent if you can talk to them, which I understand is a challenge, and say, hey, when is your seller looking to accept offers by? And make sure your offer's acceptance date is long enough for it not to vaporize before it goes. If it vaporizes, it's not the end of the world. You can always amend it, but why, right? This is where it comes. And then, you know, we had to talk about this the other day. Oftentimes the listing agents are saying, or you call them, they don't answer, they send it straight to voicemail and it says, please text me. Due to a high volume of calls, please text me. Which I understand. I could see myself doing that, but it's not the right way if you're representing your client. So tough stuff going on in the market today. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I have on my agenda. You guys hide your cameras, so it looks like you're not in the meeting, but you're still here. Anything good to share? Any more tips on the storm or anything I didn't cover? All good? Okay. Joe, enjoy Ohio. Thomas, you're in a concrete bunker. You're going to be safe for the storm. I think all of us are going to be safe for the storm. Just be wary of tides. When the storm does come by, it's going to push water. And if it pushes water at a time of high tide and you're on the water, you're going to see maybe some coastal flooding, which is a challenge. If these bands come through, there will be a lot of rain. So be careful. Stay safe and be good. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for all showing up and enjoy July.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Have an awesome day.